other cameras are showing plenty of light in this room. I just wanted to apologize to my Zoom people for that. Anyway, 3 upcoming dates from this book, Every Event of the Year, Volume 2, July through December. This first one is written for, the 27th of September, which I believe is Sunday. And it is for Ancestor Appreciation Day. Ancestor Appreciation Day. This is called Only Find Our Roots. It is one thing to say you can make it on your own, you're an independent person, and you don't need anybody. It is another thing to find a record of your grandfather who died before you were even born, a man who fled 4 countries before entering the US, who worked with the mob. It's another thing to find a copy of his birth certificate and discover that his middle name was Rommel. It is one thing to pick yourself up by your bootstraps and use your brain to get ahead in the world, all on your own, self-reliant you. It is another thing to discover that when the Astronomical Union decided to demote Pluto from its planethood, it's now from an icy ring in the sky named after your ancestor. It's another thing to now look up into the night sky and now realize how you are linked to everything. It is one thing to collect names from a relative listing your family to your great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, but really, it's just a list of names. It is another thing when a coworker asks your husband for his family tree and they find out that his cousin was the EMT saving me minutes after I was almost killed. It is another thing to not only find our roots to our past, but also to see how we are all so interconnected in one giant family tree. Knowing about your roots and caring about ancestry, that was one for them. So the next 2, if Birdman needs to leave early, he doesn't need to hear ones that are vegetarian themed. I will miss you, darling, but these are upcoming dates. This was for the last Saturday in September, which I believe is the 26th this year. And this poem is called Versus Eating Death Daily. People may think that we're violent when they hear of PETA throwing buckets of red paint on top of people wearing fur coats as a representation of all the blood people spill to wear frivolous fur coats. But it's insane to think vegans and vegetarians are the violent ones when we're the ones who support not killing animals versus others eating other meat eaters out there eating death daily. And it seems an uphill battle trying to fight a fight with non-violence and trying to lead by example, but seeing mass farming and mass slaughter and mass torture instead of mass humanity. It gets a bit exasperating when you try to do good and it seems to no avail, like you've got your hands tied behind your back and you can't think of what to do other than be good. It feels lonely on a moral high ground when so few people agree, and even if some do, that doesn't mean they'll stop eating violence every day anyway. So where does that leave you? It leaves you feeling like you know you're doing the right thing and still feel like you're making no difference. So after all this time, maybe vegetarians need a hug, because at times like this, at times it seems like finding the morally like-minded vegetarians is like finding a needle in a haystack. But when you find them, trust me, do those needles really shine? That was for the last Saturday in September, which I believe is this Saturday. And this one is actually for October 1st, and that is World Vegetarian Day. There's a few things for vegetarians right now, and some people Tom might recognize this poem because I use it as the last poem in a feature, and it is called On a High Horse Like This. I listened to a hunter from Africa say, "All life is sacred." And he said that after separating a small, thin, non-venomous snake from around a large African hawk-like bird's neck. Because, you see, the bird attacks snakes, and this snake couldn't eat a large bird once it died. That would have been a senseless death. All life is sacred, you say, and so I couldn't help but think, as a hunter, do you pray for the sacred dead after you've killed it? I mean, I don't usually vocalize when I'm on a high horse like this. And I've tried to explain myself to meat eaters that no, these aren't leather shoes I wear. I'm vegetarian, though I still have to feign a smile and commiserate with men eating slaughtered animal. Because, you see, I'd look like a fool for having beliefs. People don't want to hear about moral choices different from their own. I mean, we're Americans. If it's not human, or maybe a dog or a cat, then eat it. It's that simple. But I married a hunter, a Marine who served our country, and he told me that every time he killed an animal, a part of him felt a regretful twinge of pain when he killed his prey. The prey that he searched for, with the weapon he could use before anything got close enough to be an enemy. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting on my high horse again. It's convenient that people can get their kill from the grocery store without getting any blood on their hands. Anything to stop anyone from thinking about what they're doing. Because I've heard that killing something makes you feel something. And I thought, thank you.
I thought there was more.
No, that was the point of that one. You ended with that. I thought, because you're supposed to think, and I thought. So,
Yeah,
but thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much, you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.